Hello, my name is Alex and I am in the third semester of aeronautical engineering, and today I'm going to give you a status update about my flight simulator. This video is going to be a bit longer, for about 15 minutes, so get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or beer and sit down and just relax. If you're only here because of one specific topic, check out the description down below. There are going to be some chapters with a timestamp, so you can click on it and jump right into the topic you are interested in. My last video is about 1.5 years ago. Since then, a lot of things changed, like the MIP, the overhead panel mounting, and the yoke construction. The pedestal hasn't changed at all. I believe there's a lot of dust inside of it, so I probably won't show you that. I'm going to, so in this video I will give you a deep pillar. Was ist das für eine Scheiße? Keine Ahnung. I'm going to show you the simulator, and now let's get started. So first of all, my flight simulator is in my bedroom. Because it doesn't take much more space than a piano, so this is not a problem. And let's start right off with the MIP. I have here a little list with the features I want to show you. So let's begin. So first of all, this flight simulator is based on a custom shelf, and the MIP is now inside of the shelf. So I have here some nice angles. It's 15 degrees like in a real airplane. And beyond the MCP, we have here the surface, which also looks more realistic than the old flight sim. Also, we have here some nice warm LEDs, and yeah, we have here some panels here in a 737 or 747 style. And I also have here some panels. Here one panel screwed on, and here a panel screwed on. And in the future, here will be a gear lever, so I can replace that. And here I'm going to think about what I want to have here. For realistic instrument panels, I am using cardboard panels where I have cut out the instruments, and they have magnetic tape, and the monitor has magnetic bezels, so I can easily attach my instrument panels to the monitor. And also I can fly multiple aircraft because it is so easy to change. And yeah, now I have 3 identical monitors, and they're connected to a Matrox triple head to go. I didn't want to buy one, but AMD has messed up its drivers, so the Eyefinity feature doesn't work anymore properly. So in the old driver, I could make a display group from these 3 monitors, and then in Windows they would show up as one big monitor. And what Eyefinity does now is it takes all my 5 monitors, takes the lowest resolution, and makes one monitor of these 5 monitors based on that bad resolution. So if you have a 4K monitor or TV, it will look terrible. Let's head over to the MCP. This is an Homecockpit's MCP and FS, and I got it in used condition for a very good price, and it is all working. And I want to add here some covering panels for the Glareshield, so it is going to look much more realistic. And also I'm going to add here some neodyme magnets, so I can attach a bezel for the window. And either I'm using just one bezel like this, so you have a 737 or 747 style cockpit, or you use 2 bezels, so you have an MD-80 style cockpit. So it is pretty nice that you have that option, and it's cheap, so why not? Let's move on to the pedestal. Yeah, the pedestal hasn't changed at all. I still have here my 747 levers, my speed brake flaps, my radio panel, which is a pretty good deal because you can do a lot of stuff with it and it's not that expensive. I'm planning to add here a trim wheel and some switches, and I want to have here a place for my tablet so I can use it as an FMC. So now let's get over to the yokes. And now I have here a new construction, which is pretty nice because I have here the Cytec ProFlight yoke system, and it is mounted to a panel here, and the panel is mounted to a stick, and the stick is mounted to another stick with some angles and plates. And yeah, this construction is mounted with angles to the actual simulator. Due to the torsion forces, the simulator bends a bit, so I'm going to fix that. And this is the reason why I want to build a new yoke. And the plan is that I get rid of this box. Yes, I mean, this box is awesome. I mean, you can put on a plate with some pizza and eat it, but it doesn't look realistic at all. So I want to remove this box and make an actual yoke, and the electronics are going to be inside here, and these two yokes are going to be connected, so when you move this yoke will move as well. And also I'm going to save up about 30 centimeters, so the yoke is going to be here and it wouldn't stick out into my room, so I would have more space in my room, which is nice. Now we're going to have a closer look to the overhead panel. So yeah, it is a generic overhead panel, still the old one. I've mentioned in my old video. I started to experiment with a bit backlighting. I don't know if you see it. Yeah, now you see it a bit, I hope. And yeah, this backlighting is not perfect, but there's a nice tutorial on YouTube and I'm going to try to figure it out. So I'm going to have a cheap backlighting version, and once I've done the backlighting, or once I've managed to make a proper backlighting, I'm going to rebuild this panel. No, I'm going to build a new panel based on a 747-200 layout with much more functions, so it is going to look much more realistic. And actually some of these switches are already working, like the panel lights switch, and you can pay attention on the LED when I switch this, and switch it on again, and switch it on again. And yeah, as you can see, my foot is moving on the on-off, so yeah, it's a little joke. But the engine start procedure works, so when I hit this one, we can see that the engine number 1 is starting. And now I can add some fuel. And it is coming up. Yeah, that's pretty nice that you can start your engines with the overhead panel. But now comes the coolest thing, and it's the mounting of this overhead panel. I'm really proud of it. The thing is, I have here a wooden stick, I have here a wooden bar, and I have here another wooden stick, and this wooden stick looks like a bezel of a cockpit window, so it looks pretty nice. But there is one issue, and this is space. You can see the overhead panel sticks pretty much into my room, and yeah, this could be annoying. So I added a nice little feature. I'm going to show it. So you deattach this one, and you deattach that one, and now you can take the overhead panel and put it here, and now you're done. And if you want to fly, you put it back down, attach this one and that one, and you're done. And it is pretty stable. Yes, the sim isn't stable, as you can see, but this construction, yeah, this is stable. This solution is cheap, it is stable, and it doesn't require much of space, and this is what we want. Other constructions are like, yeah, for example, you have a very thick stick getting out of here, and there's the overhead panel, and it doesn't look good. Or you have something like like a construction that's getting out of here, gets around the sim, and gets back down here, and then you have plenty of stuff around you, and you cannot fit it in your room anymore. So I believe this is one of the best constructions you can make. You get some feeling like it's an actual cockpit window. Now I'm going to show you my visual system. This is a Philips 55-inch 4K TV. I got it for a very good price. And yeah, I would recommend a 65-inch TV because you would have the whole window filled with it. So it would be nicer, but 55-inch is also enough. Yeah, I really like it. There are also some, my old sim had two 32-inch monitors, and first of all, it doesn't look that good, and second, you have here a big bezel, and when you want to land, you have the runway in the center, and you have the bezel in the center, so when you're landing, you cannot see the runway. So this is not that great, and okay, you can use 3 monitors, but it's not that easy, and it doesn't look that good. And you can also use some beamers, but for a beamer with a 180-degree viewing angle, you need a lot of space, and in this room I will not realize a flight simulator with that size. To use as much space as possible, I removed the TV stand so I can get the TV very close to the wall, and for that purpose I created an own TV stand, which I show you now. And it's basically a shelf, but I've cut out some wood from here, so I have some space for these 2 heat pipes, so I can get my TV close to the wall. You're probably going to ask me how I connect all these devices to my computer. I have an external USB hub with an own power supply with 36 watts, and as you know, you have on each port 5 volts with 1 ampere, so you have 5 watts. Multiply it with 7, so you have 35 watts. So I believe this power supply is enough. And I had a PCI Express extension card with about 7 USB 3.0 ports, but yeah, there were some issues with the devices. For example, the radio turned off or something because there wasn't enough power. So this is why I have this external USB hub. Maybe I can hide it somewhere there beyond these monitors, so you wouldn't see it, and it's much more easy. I mean, if you want to take out your computer or place it somewhere else, you don't have to plug out all the devices. It's enough when you plug out just one cable, and you're done. And here I have my flight engineer panel. I know this is the CLS 747-200, so it's not the best add-on. I mean, you have very limited functionalities, but Just Flight has announced a 747-200 with a very good in-depth level. And yeah, I am very excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I also upgraded my PC to a Ryzen 3600 and 16 GB of RAM. I'm still using the RX 580, but yeah, we'll look how the performance is going to be with 4K. Yes, maybe I'm going to add here something for the flight engineer, but this is going to be somewhere in the future after the overhead panel and the new Yokes. I also want to add some cockpit seats. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have a question, feel free and leave a comment. I will respond. Stay healthy, and I'm going to release some new videos in the future. Bye bye.